grand rising, good living, top of the sunrise to you. Happy Friday, one and all. I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to talk about today, but buckle up your seatbelts and enjoy the ride. This should be interesting. First and foremost, I want to thank any and everybody who's ever tuned in to any of the Catalyst conversations, any of the Tribal Instincts, any content whatsoever that I've posted on YouTube and social media. That out the gate. Let's get that out the gate. I also want to thank you if you've shared, liked, commented on any status. If you've shared, liked, and commented on any of the Catalyst cards that I've posted. So tremendous thanks and gratitude to everyone who's viewed and supported this channel and viewed and supported me overall. Now, getting to the meat and potatoes, I guess, of something that just popped in my head. I felt the need to say that. It's easy to get some traction on a project such as yours truly. It's rather easy to forget and maybe, sometimes not be as mindful to acknowledge those who have helped you along the way in any shape, form, or fashion. And I know I'm not well off in this particular arena, but I'm extremely grateful for being a part of this journey and being a part of an opportunity to impact and influence lives for the better. As to where the hell I've been, full transparency, I've been experiencing a lot of personal matters. I've been going through a lot mentally and emotionally amidst a lot of transition at this present time. And so it's made it extremely hard for me to find any type of motivation to put out any type of content, to be honest with you. There's times where I'm more driven and more creative than others, and times where I'm able to kind of push through and use a lot of these tools to include creative writing, a la, the Creative Catalyst cards, and some other things I've been putting out. Sometimes I've been able to kind of push through and use those tools, and then there's others where it's been just flat out debilitating, for lack of a better word. So that's why I felt the need to kind of acknowledge that out the gate, because I know there are people that support me and support me through the ups and downs, literally the ups and downs, and support me through these peaks and valleys, if you will, the creativity peaks and valleys of putting out content and just sharing the work that I'm doing along the way. I suffer daily from mental illness, anxiety, depression, PTSD to be specific, and I don't always have the presence of mind to flip on a camera, or post or do reels and lives. That's no knock to anyone who does. It's just I'm in a different capacity. I need to feel motivated and inspired to create, motivated and inspired to really record any type of content. So, but I do still feel that it was necessary to kind of put that out there in regards to the gesture of gratitude, and to kind of put you on notice of why I haven't put out a lot of content. I've had a lot of emotionally trying days. I've had days where I've laid in the bottom of a shower just bawling my eyes out, praying to God for any relief, praying to God to just continue to help me and be merciful. One of the hardest challenges that I'm having to fight internally is self-compassion. That's a hard thing to do. And they say we're our own worst critic, and I believe that's true. And that's one facet of this project, being myself, the DV project, DV yours truly. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment and share the post. But that's all the more reason why it's necessary to do our work, necessary to acknowledge that there's work to be done within us. And just that being said, I haven't always been diligent. I haven't always been consistent and mindful to practice self-compassion. So what does self-compassion looks like? Self-compassion is not beating yourself, not ruminating, not engaging in negative self-talk and toxic thought and allowing those intrusive thoughts to overtake you. There's one thing to, there's one thing to get these negative thoughts. It's another thing to entertain them. You don't always have to listen to what your mind is telling you. And there's a number of things that our mind would tell us on a day-to-day basis. And frankly, there's been days where I've succumbed to that. There's been days where I told myself I wasn't worthy. There's days I've told myself that I wasn't capable of being loved. And I'm not a good person. And days where I don't feel the urge to move on. There's a lot of past guilt and shame built up. It's past mistakes, past sins, past transgressions. And I haven't always been gentle with myself. I've just been in this hole. I've been in this ever-ending loop. And it's a pretty nasty loop. Between the anxiety and depression, overthinking, ruminating, negative self-talk. So I've had to run my checklist more than I would have cared to. But be that as it may, that's why you have a checklist. That's why you have contingency plans when things don't go as planned and don't go on schedule. And I feel like even despite me having a lot of these setbacks, I felt like I've grown in that I have the presence of mind and the wherewithal to realize that I need to run a checklist and realize that I need to reach out to someone for support of some sort. So I feel fairly confident, and I feel pretty good about that overall. Now, as it relates to these convos and my inability to be consistent, and the reasoning for that, just deep diving, just in my own way. It's taken a lot of energy and a lot of testicular fortitude to kind of get my wits about me and to go about moving forward and actually putting action to these ideas and creative concepts that I have. Because I don't really want for that. I don't really struggle in that area. My area of concern and my area of need to improve upon is confidence. It's execution. It's trusting my material, trusting that God is going to continue to bless me with inspiration and creativity. And I believe He can. I believe He will. I believe He already is. Just in my own way.